Welcome, everybody. My name is Carrie Morey. I'm the Academy Coach at the Academy of the Racine Case, and we have a couple guests here today to speak about their businesses involving design and apparel. So I'll let you guys introduce yourselves.
You go ahead.
Go first. Okay, so I am Carolyn Serpy with the Lettering Machine in Kenosha.
And I'm Tina Chapman. I'm her mom.
I'm Amy Malcheski. I own A Creative. It's more graphic design than apparel design, but I do a lot of apparel design. I actually do a lot of apparel design for Case, so you probably are wearing one of my t-shirts. That's just because I have kids that went to Case and it kind of just went from there. So, yep.
Awesome. So the first question is just, what were your educational backgrounds and what path led you to your current career? And you can kind of flow into there also a little bit about just what your business is.
Oh, okay, I'll go first. In 2011, we decided to buy an existing business, which is the Lettering Machine. My background is a veterinary technician. I was a veterinary technician at the time. Graduated high school, went to Gateway in Parkside, and then started having children halfway through school. So decided at that point that I would kind of study up on my own since vet tech school was in Madison, and went that route, and long about way just got into doing this. She can kind of explain it a little bit better.
So I went to UW Milwaukee for school and was intending on going for child psychology, and kind of hit a hiccup and changed over to marketing and advertising, and decided then to come back home and help mom run the business full time. So definitely not what I went to school for, but it's amazing. It's, you kind of figure out that the path doesn't always lead you to where you end up. So it's kind of fun. But
Yes, I totally agree with that. So let's see here. So when I went to UW La Crosse, I graduated with a degree in art, but I started as a physical therapy major. So that was quite the path. I think I always wanted to be an artist. I just was trying to avoid that because I was like, how can an artist make any money? I won't be able to do anything with that. So I tried to suppress that, but ended up going that route. I graduated, wondered what I was going to do with the degree. I was like, oh no, okay, why did I major in art? I ended up getting a great job. I worked at SC Johnson in the art department for about 15 years. And then they got rid of our department, which was really sad because I loved that. But I worked for an ad agency in downtown Racine for a couple years. I didn't really like that atmosphere. I didn't like sitting in a cubicle and cranking out art. So I decided to start my own little business, and now I do freelance art, and I love it. I teach graphic design at Carthage College. I love doing that too. I really love that age group, 18 to 23. I actually have 5 kids that are in that age group, so I'm a fan. And let's see, I don't know. I love owning my own business, but definitely it was something that was like she said before, a path. Like all the things that happened before set me up to be successful in this business. All the connections that I made, all the things that I learned and stuff like that.
definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome, thanks. That's definitely something we try to address with our students, is just the fact that most careers aren't this magical linear path. Sometimes they are, but a lot of times they zig and zag and go all over the place, and it, leads you to something great eventually.
Yeah.
Nothing has to be a final decision.
Yeah.
Like you can start somewhere and you can branch off, and it's not if I do this now, that's what I'm going to be doing forever. It's definitely not.
And there's so many careers out there that you don't even know exist.
Oh yeah.
So really, like, the best advice, like, how I try to avoid doing art, just go with what you're very interested in, and you eventually land where you belong. And if you love what you do, if you're really interested in it, it's it's way better than forcing yourself into something.
Jeez.
Awesome.
In high school, I wanted to be an archaeologist. So that's like a teacher in the winter and an archaeologist in the summer.
Right.
Figured out I was really bad at dates. So there was no possible future for me. Yeah.
Oh, there's the dogs.
Oh,
Yeah, I know. I try to picture myself as a physical therapist. I can't even imagine. Like,
no.
I think my dad suggested it, so I was like, okay.
My dad wanted me to be a welder.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Great. Good. Some good advice there, though. The second question is, what do you attribute your success to in your business?
Oh, me? What do we attribute our success to? Our customers.
Oh yeah.
Our customer base, our relationships that we have with our customers.
The loyalty that they
Yeah.
provide.
And we work hard for that. It's like a friendship, you know, keeping a friendship going.
Definitely. Which is
Yeah,
also very hard.
But you have
I
friends,
agree.
you have friends as customers and
Yes.
you tell their friends and you got to keep the good vibes going.
Yeah, that is so true. It's like, I don't really do a lot of advertising, but you know, people hear about my work through friends, you know, and it's also just, it's not just, I feel like the quality of work I do is good, but it's also the interaction I have with my clients, you know, friendly, fun, you know, I'm there for them to help them, you know, not the other way around. And, you know, just the perk is that I make money off of it, but
Yeah.
yeah.
In a day and age where everything is automated, it's the personal experience that we offer our customers that really keep them loyal and coming back. And our favorite part is when customers become the friends.
Yeah.
And just the more you work with them, the more you relate with them. And they become kind of like family sometimes. But
There's a dog.
And on our end too, it's our staff that we
yeah.
have here. We would not be here without them.
We wouldn't be able to grow and
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah, I think that's really good advice too. That's definitely something we talk about in the education industry as well, is just that importance of relationships and how magical that can be when you have a good relationship with the people you work with.
Definitely.
Awesome. So the next question is, there's, you know, the saying about learning from your mistakes. What do you think is one of the biggest things you learned when starting your business?
Well, our business was an existing business
Yeah.
that we purchased. So I can tell you right now, though, I don't even know if we have one customer from when we started that's still here from the old owner.
They had their loyal customer base when mom purchased the business. And we kind of learned why they were loyal. And a lot of it was because they were getting like favors back and forth. And when she took over, she's like, I don't want to say it was a mistake. It was more of a learning thing. Like, oh, well, we can't be doing that. Yeah, like we kind of have to like run a business, and I don't know if that's kind of what we're looking for an answer, but I don't know if we're constantly learning and growing, that everything seems like a mistake until you like learn and grow and continue to fix it. So maybe not having systems in place are some mistakes that we keep continuing to grow from, but like, I don't know.
That's a good question.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't try to think. I mean, because I do freelance and it's just me. I don't have any employees. I think maybe I wasn't really aware of all the different hats I was going to have to wear. You know, I don't just do design. I'm sales and you know, and accounting and all that stuff. But I've learned a lot of things. I'm not that good at sales, but it's like I said before, I don't really advertise. So thank God my friends are, complimentary and talk about me, but I don't know. I think maybe I'm trying to remember what I thought when I went. I think I thought I was going to make a lot more money. I think when I did my original business plan, I envisioned a lot more money. So I think that was probably one of the things that was hard for me to accept at first, but eventually it came. It just took a while to get there. It wasn't like automatic. I had to build up my clients and kind of prove myself.
I think communication,
Oh,
lack of, is a big mistake that people make in their businesses. Why are you laughing? She's laughing.
110%.
Gotta keep
Definitely.
that up.
Yeah. Not having enough help is definitely a mistake too. Getting too busy and not being able to produce and hold up to, like, it's the over promise, under deliver type of, you should always be under promising and over delivering. So that's definitely a mistake. And I make that quite a bit, even now, like I promise
wanna
things
tell
quicker
people,
than what they can.
yeah, we can get that done. Yeah, we can do that. Yeah, I'll get back to you tomorrow. And then
Yeah.
stuff comes up and all of a sudden it's 3 days from then. So
I'm sure you get that a lot, Amy, too, with your graphic stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, where they want it in 2 seconds, and you're like, yeah, no, that's not going to happen.
And sometimes it can, and that's the thing too. Like if you do it once, then they kind of expect that. So I've learned that. So sometimes, even though I think I could probably do it in 20 minutes, I'm like, oh, it'll take me a day, because I don't want them to have that expectation.
We get that a lot too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, because if you do that once, then it's you kind of set yourself up. But
you're trying to compete with that instant gratification culture that's going on right now.
Oh,
and
yeah.
It's extremely difficult, and trying to tell people that come in, oh, well, why can't I get this done on the spot? And it's because we're more of a trade. We're more of a 10 to 15 business days, and we give you that personal, like, hey, we really think this will look better than that, or let's tweak this a tiny bit. Instead of just boom, here you go, this is exactly what you wanted, and it does not look good. But you wanted it right away, there you go. So
do we even answer your question?
No, I think you did. You guys have made some really, really great points. Yeah, in kind of a roundabout way, but some really good advice about just, especially because you have 2 different business models, and just seeing some of the common things that you both face, but then also some of your own struggles is really great.
yeah.
What do you look for when you're hiring an employee?
It's one of the hardest things to do is hire people. Number one, because you have to be able to trust them in something that you've put your heart and soul into, and trust that they are also going to put their heart and soul into something and work their butts off for you and with you. But I mean, I wrote down a couple things. Attention to detail is huge for my mom with the production side, even with the computer side. You have to be able to pay attention to a ton of things at one time and see those finite details, and make sure that you're putting out pristine product, essentially.
Yeah. When we're first interviewing somebody, meeting them for the first time, you get a feeling if they're gonna fit in with your dynamic.
That's huge too.
If somebody could have all the experience in the world, and if they come in to interview and we just get a bad vibe, or they're not fitting in with what we're about here, then it's just a no. I'd rather take someone no experience that's eager to learn and a genuine person. Not somebody that's just coming in for a paycheck, that honestly cares about our business, that cares enough about our business that they did a little research on it, not just coming in blind and being like, Oh, okay, well, you had an ad out there and coming in for an interview and they didn't even know what we did.
Oh, you don't print on paper? I thought you printed on paper.
Yeah,
No.
so, and honesty,
Yep.
an honest person and good work ethic.
Yep. On time and early is huge, absolutely huge. Coming in even a couple minutes late kind of sets the whole tone for the day for an employee.
Yeah. You look at a resume and if they're 22 years old and they've already had 8 jobs, it's kind of a warning flag that they come and go, things got a little tough, they didn't see it through, they left type thing.
Now, if they've had a ton of jobs all at the same time, like 2 or 3 part-time jobs type of deal, that shows us good work ethic, that they're striving to accomplish something. They're not afraid to put in those hours to get what they want. Willingness to self-educate is absolutely huge in our industry as well. You constantly have to keep up with the trends, the fashions, the styles of decoration technique, the graphic design aspect, the embroidery, the machines that are coming out, and the willingness to self-educate and do stuff outside of
your paid hours
is huge.
just to better yourself so you can be a better employee in person. It's asking a lot nowadays.
It is. It really is.
And
Definitely.
the educators of the world, thank you for all of the things you're addressing, because it comes different when it's coming from somebody from a business than it's coming from a teacher's mouth. So
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I don't have any employees, but I do know at Carthage, I teach my design students, like I always have them doing multiple projects at once. And I do that on purpose because as a graphic designer, you're never just working on one project. You're juggling multiple. And I am a stickler for naming your files a certain way.
Yeah.
Because that's one of the details. As a graphic designer, if you don't have a filing system, you're gonna have a client that comes back in like 3 years and wants something, and you're never gonna find it. So it's like one of those little things that like I will take 5 points off if you didn't name your file correctly. But it's just one of those detail things, and it helps prepare them for the real world. I think.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah,
for sure.
So COVID has changed the way we do business for pretty much everybody. How has it affected your businesses?
Amy,
do you want to go
first?
I don't, because I work from home, I have my home office, and most of my communication has always been via email. I will go on site and have meetings once in a while, but most of it's always been virtual. So I haven't had a huge change. I know like when we first had the lockdown in March, I saw like a huge decline in like people needing artwork because nobody was really doing anything. So that was kind of scary for a little bit, but then it picked back up.
That's good.
So yeah, I think I was actually in the middle of a project for you. With that women's empowerment, remember? Women's empowerment. I think it was actually that Friday that you were supposed to get pick up all the material.
Yeah, that was really sad.
Yes. Did you have that?
We decided to close school. We never had the event. We have all the materials, so we're hoping to bring it back at some point because it's all set up.
Yeah. So that really, it's not a huge change for me.
Definitely switched our gears here, changed a lot. We were mostly a walk-in business, email, phone. We had just started with stores, online stores. And once COVID hit and we weren't allowed to have people in the shop, all that changed. Our online stores grew. We spent a lot of time on the phone trying to generate business. Contacting customers, sending out letters, and found out that they didn't want to stop, but a lot of them thought we weren't going to be here because of everything. So once they knew we were here and we were running, people actually did stuff. You can kind of explain the programs that we ran during the beginning of COVID.
Oh yeah. So So we did, mom actually released. So, okay, little tiny background. I have 3 kids at home. So when they did the lockdown of the schools, I was at home with the kids and we sent all of our employees home because we didn't know what that meant for us. It scared the life out of everybody. And there was just this fear of essentially like, oh my gosh, if I talk to anyone, touch anyone, I'm going to die immediately. And it was scary. Like Amy said, it was definitely very scary, but talk about stressful. Me trying to be at home, homeschooling, she's here trying to operate a business by herself, and me coming in half days from my husband relieving me. But she came up with this brilliant idea of doing what's called the support squad, and to help the other businesses. Oh my God, I love the puppies. Their businesses that were still open, still trying to do pickup service, or
The restaurants
mainly.
yeah.
Yeah, anywhere kind of. She thought of this idea, go support 5 different places, mail in 5 receipts, and we will supply you with a free support squad shirt to show that you supported during this pandemic. And we got almost pretty darn close to 100 responses. That's 500 receipts that people supported businesses from. And there was a lot of repeat businesses, but I want to say it was over 80 different businesses that were supported during that first part of the pandemic.
So with that all starting, it just snowballed our online stores that we have, because people were like, nobody's coming into my business because of COVID. So they'd set up an online store with us for apparel, and then people could go online and buy stuff and not have to come in their place, this and that. So it brought a lot of awareness to our business, where a lot of people that have lived in town their whole lives didn't even know we were here.
And I hate to say it, but these things, as annoying as they are,
The masks.
they helped us during the first almost 5 months to keep us really truly going. We were fortunate enough to kind of be considered essential because we help supply uniforms for the fire and police departments. So they still needed us to be active for them. But these masks, man, they were needed, and we kind of figured out how to make them work for us.
And I'm guessing you had a lot of extra business maybe from things going on.
With different.
Different kind.
I know like when school started up, I designed masks for Case, and then I did a bunch of different ones for Carthage too. So
very cool.
I'm trying to why can't I remember what it was like?
I know.
It's blocked it from my memory. I don't know. I can't remember what kind of jobs I was doing.
Seems like we've been on lockdown forever.
I know. Well, it has almost been a year. So
that is kind of crazy to think about.
I know. Who would have thought a year ago that this would be us?
We got very blessed. I mean, last year we still showed growth within our company. We were able to, because like Mom said, we had that influx in web store development here with our web store program. We went from, I want to say, like 30 web stores that we were currently operating to now we have like 92.
Wow.
And we actually had to hire a graphic artist, website builder to come in and help with that, because I could not keep up. So we were able to hire 2 people actually during the pandemic. We were very blessed that we were able to see growth, but we also worked our butts off for that. We did tons of marketing, advertising. I got her in front of the video camera quite a bit, which her
Not my
videos
forte.
get 10 times more views than mine ever will. So, but yeah, so definitely the advertising and marketing really spiked for us during the pandemic, really letting people know, like, yes, we're still here. We are operating. We made a goal last year and continuing this year to never hear, oh, I didn't know you were here. We don't ever want to hear that again. And hopefully we won't, but we really partnered up with a lot of businesses too, to, kind of
I should use
market.
you for Carthage. I'm gonna say I haven't heard of you, but I'm not from Kenosha, so
Yeah.
I just work at Carthage. But I should use you. I coach a couple of the teams there, so I should.
Yeah, we do Carthage, swim, golf,
Oh,
some stuff, not everything. A lot of the uniform stuff they do for
yeah.
specific uniform companies, but
Yeah.
coaching stuff, golf team.
But we always have spirit wear and
Sororities.
things like that.
Yeah.
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 And you guys were also involved in the Kenosha Strong movement, right? I remember seeing that on your website, some products and things.
It was what was it called?
Yeah.
Rebuild Kenosha.
Oh,
So
yeah, Rebuild
after
Kenosha,
the
okay.
civil unrest, we developed websites for local artists who, would develop a logo. We
Mhm.
get it put on t-shirts, hoodies, hats, whatever, and then the public could buy. And then a portion of the proceeds went to the recovery
Organization.
fund and
Mhm.
whatever organization they wanted to support.
So for that, we raised over, what was it, 35,000? I think so, over $35,000 we raised for about
Wow,
7 different organizations.
that's awesome. Wow.
Yeah. We're trying to give back as much as we've been blessed, so we're
Mhm.
doing it, trying.
This was a really great conversation. I do think that this would be really helpful for not only our design and apparel class, but a lot of our business and marketing classes, as well as some of our art classes. A lot of times our students are really interested in art, but we don't have an art pathway. And so we try and talk about all the different things you can do if you have that art interest, and how to pair it with maybe business or something like that to take your passion in a different direction.
So with
This was
our
really great.
business, with art and graphic design, it helps for a graphic designer to understand what's involved with embroidering and screen printing something.
Yep.
What
Mhm.
looks good on paper doesn't always look good for embroidery or is even
Work.
possible.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Our business is a great place to get that exposure and kind of see from the back end, I guess,
Oh, yeah, definitely.
you're looking at.
Yeah.
So
Thank you very much.
thank
Thank
you.
you.
Appreciate it.
Nice
All
meeting you.
right. Bye, guys.
Have a nice day.
You too.